Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines. That stablecoin bill, it just got a lot closer. We got that and so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, $2.47 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is off by 4.8% in the last 24 hours. What did you do? All I did was go to sleep. What the hell happened? 63,400 plus for Bitcoin, 3,100 plus for Ethereum now, $109.9 billion market cap plus for Tether. Number 8 spot is XRP at 51 cents. We're off by 4.8 on the 24, and we're up by 4.2 on the 7-day. The range of price very quickly here between 52 and 54 cents. We'll keep an eye on it. I do want to let you know there is 7 days and counting till XRP Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, if you haven't gotten your ticket for the Future of Digital Asset Benefit Dinner, get it right here. Click this button and get it, and use the code 589, and it will give you a 25% discount on the private dinner with Brad Garlinghouse, with John Deaton, with Congressman Wiley Nickel, the Honorable Chris Giancarlo. You get it. This is a remarkable opportunity. And breaking news, there will be a live music performance with myself on drums, Honorable Chris Giancarlo on guitar, and artist Ronnie Nash, who is absolutely remarkable. And we are going to have a hell of a time at that dinner. So make sure you get your ticket for that and get your general admission ticket to XRP Las Vegas before it's too late, ladies and gentlemen. BlackRock has confirmed it has no commercial relationship with Hadera and that it did not choose that Hadera hash graph to tokenize BlackRock funds, including shares of its $22 billion money market fund. Well, there you have that part. But listen, we know it's still good news ultimately, right? So we're gonna watch it and follow it closely. You know how these things go. Sometimes you might be a little bit ahead, but then, you know, there's other influencers out here that if it's not literally to the letter, they get very particular about it. But we'll just see how this unfolds. But ultimately, it is the adoption and integration of digital assets into the financial system, and that's the direction we want to go. But not this one. This right here from Ryan Sean Adams. The developers of Samurai were arrested this morning. One extradited from Portugal. Samurai is a Bitcoin wallet that makes Bitcoin private. Uh-oh. These developers face up to 25 years in prison for writing code. The U.S. is sending a message, no transaction will be private. And this is the question I've been asking about Tether. I don't know Tether to be KYC, and if they are, you can correct me. How do you get Tether to be compliant and become KYC? I just don't know how you do it. And here is Hester Peirce right here. Look, I mean, and to speak to this about the people getting arrested here, what I see happening, and I have said this, you can't stop Bitcoin. You can't stop it. It's the technology. You can't stop Bitcoin. You better get a clue. If you're one of them people that thinks that, you better sit yourself down and start doing the math again, because somewhere along the line you forgot to carry the one. I've said this before I even had a YouTube channel. If the government doesn't want you using something, the tech isn't what they need to worry about, because you can't stop the tech. All they have to do is pass a law that says if we catch you using it, I'll send your ass to jail. That's all they need to do. What I see taking shape here is the defining lines between what will become the dark web of the Internet of Value and just the Internet of Value. Just like we have the Internet of Information today and the dark web today. That's what's coming. Listen to Hester Peirce talk about how she doesn't approve of what the SEC is doing, but that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I've been fairly clear with my own view that I think we're taking an enforcement first approach in an area where we should be taking a regulatory first approach.
Amen.
So I've argued that we can tackle different issues and we can provide clarity around those different issues. We can think about rulemakings or about guidance or about exemptive orders. We have broad exemptive authority and we should be using that, and that would be a way to do, when you talk about innovation, that would be a way to iterate on innovation using that exemptive order process, which is Congress gave to us precisely because Congress knew that things would change and we would need to make adjustments, and so that's what we could be doing. I fear that when we craft enforcement settlements with one party and then we use those settlements to try to set the standard for the rest of the industry, that leaves a lot of voices out of the room, that leaves not only other market participants out of the room, but users of the technology. And so I think it's not the right approach, and I'm hopeful that we will embark on a more proactive regulatory approach. And then, of course, there's a role for enforcement. We all know there's plenty of fraud in the space, but even once we have the rules in place, there's room for enforcement there as well. So it's a balance, but I think we've got the balance wrong right now.
Well, there you go. And I think we got the balance wrong right now. I mean, we all know that, but listen, you have to imagine the courage that it takes for Esther to say those things. I mean, she knows that Gary can't fire her, right? So she has her own voice. But the reality is it takes a lot of courage, to stand up and go to these conferences and say these things. Soon enough, Gary Gensler's going to be gone. The question is the devil going to be better than the devil you don't know? That's not in. We don't know. Well, we'll see. Billionaire Ray Dalio says he's owning gold to hedge the risk of debt and inflation crisis that he sees coming. Well, this is what we've been talking about. This is why I tell you about Miles Franklin. Put dig gold in the subject box when you sign up, or just send him an email and put dig gold in there, info@milesfranklin.com, dig gold in the subject box. Look, there's a change a-coming. Ain't no doubt about it. It's not even, we don't know exactly when, but it is coming. Meanwhile, stablecoin issuer Tether, this is where it gets fun for everybody. Stablecoin issuer Tether says it will freeze wallets that are using USDT to evade sanctions on oil exports in Venezuela. Good job. Yeah. What happened to the illegal transactions that were happening with China and Russia? Care to explain? Or is it just the oil exports in Venezuela you're worried about now? I don't know whether Tether completely collapsed, whether they shut it down and then push the entire market cap of USD Tether into USDC and potentially Ripple's US dollar stablecoin when it launches. But something like that would make sense to me. If the governments around the world wanted to eliminate the 20 matter of fact, let's take a look real quickly here. 1 second. There's currently, let's see, according to CoinGecko, over 14,000 coins. I know CoinMarketCap, I think, has over 20-some thousand, right? So the point of all of that is to say, basically, if I wanted to eliminate the majority of those 14,000 coins, all I got to do is get rid of Tether. And if I have two regulated places that I approve of, like USDC and Ripple's US dollar stablecoin, for the money to flow, why not shut it down? Like I said earlier, I don't know how you KYC AML Tether, because it hasn't been, so I don't know how you do that with its customers at this point. Guarantee that it's CFT, which is combat financial terrorism as well. It's obviously failing on those fronts. Right? So, where this go, or is it taken over by the FDIC, like is spoken about in the stablecoin legislation we're aware of, and then brought under prudential regulation? I don't know the answer, but I know something's coming. And if they wanted to rectify this market and get rid of a lot of it and wash it out, getting rid of Tether would be the way to do that. Be very aware of where your positions are in your portfolio. This here is a clip, just a comment here from Eric Van Miltenberg from Ripple, and he says that stablecoin is a natural extension of what we're trying to do, and I love it. He says here, he explains the introduction of stablecoins and other blockchains like Polygon in the past have increased the level of total value locked on the chain, improving trust in the blockchain. These stablecoins are an important ongoing ramp and off-ramp into the system. He says it's kind of a rising tide. It lifts all boats. Introducing high-quality stablecoins into the XRP Ledger ecosystem is going to be good for that community and will be good for XRP as well. And if we see the United States government and the Secret Service, which is already working hand in hand with Tether, shut Tether down, couldn't we be watching a flood of that market cap of 10 billion plus pour into the legitimate regulated stable coins and network and ecosystem? And voila, you have the regulated Internet of Value, right? And this is safe to use, this XRP ledger, the Ethereum network, because a stable coin will be there as well. And then other networks and protocols can begin to connect to that interoperability of that ledger, right? Because the XRP ledger also acts as a decentralized exchange. I don't know. These things are starting to take shape. It looks like it makes sense for now. We'll see. Now, the U.S. government may favor Ripple stablecoin for domestic transactions. And Ripple aims to balance XRP and stablecoin use in cross-border payments. Very quickly here, there was an exchange online here on Twitter. T's Crypto Spot says here, is this basically Ripple now saying for U.S. international payments, we do not need the XRP token anymore, and we won't need it for conversion of the USD into recipient native currency? Explain it to me like I'm a toddler, because I'm not the sharpest sometimes, laugh out loud. Well, first of all, that's not true. T's Crypto's smart. He's smart. He's a smart guy. So he playing a little like crazy like a fox here a little bit, is the way it seems to me, right? But nevertheless, he called out David Schwartz and got him out of the shadows. And David Schwartz responded and says, the idea is to get people using payment software that can settle with XRP. Then there's no reason for them not to settle with XRP where it works best. It would be kind of silly to try to get people to use a solution where it's inferior. Where XRP works best, we don't want any barriers to people using it and getting the best experience. Where XRP does not work best, we don't want people using it just to make us happy and suffering an inferior experience, or worse, economics. There it is. And that's exactly how I understand it too. The native tokens on the XRP ledger, if this is done right, if I understand the vision right, is CBDCs and stablecoins. Those are the native tokens on the XRP ledger. XRP just is used where applicable and when the best outcome is possible. And that's the best case scenario. You don't want them forced to use it even when they don't need to. Now I'm going to give you just a piece of this. Listen to this.
From different third-party analyst groups. And nothing is more important to us than the partnerships that we've built with different countries. We're honored to be working globally with many central banks. I think we've publicly released 6 governments that we're working with. Most recently, we announced a partnership with the National Bank of Georgia. We're honored to be working with them. We have several others that we're working with privately. All of those projects are unique and different. For us, they're a fabulous opportunity to go in and learn about the country and offer our solution to their CBDC objectives.
And it's interesting to me because, you know, I mean, if this were to work out in the grand scheme on a grand level here, you know, I could definitely see a situation where, XRP Ledger builds the liquidity to become the, desired network or protocol largely here, and Stellar too, right? I don't know. I see a space really coming together at this point. And listen what Maxine Waters, who has been holding up stablecoin legislation for 2 years in the House after saying that they were, she saw it no problem, a bipartisan effort, and then she decided to hold it up. But now, listen to what she's saying here.
One of the things about this bill is it's been very complicated. We have so many entities that are involved. We have the feds, we have the Treasury, we have the White House. Everybody has had something to say, and we've had to recognize all of those concerns. But in doing that, in the final analysis, it's about making sure that investors and that the people are protected, and that we don't have, a stablecoin bill where people who are, basically the companies don't have the assets that they say that they have. We have to ensure that they have those assets to back up stablecoins. We are talking with the Senate side. We've met with Schumer. I've talked with Sherrod Brown.
Listen.
We're on our way to getting a stablecoin bill in the short run.
Now all of a sudden it's coming, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this is super interesting to me because this is Lauren Belive, the head of public policy and government for Ripple. And interestingly enough, she's sitting at this table with so many important people, and all of these people are very, very, very important people. But this is her right here, head of public policy and government at Ripple, sitting right there, just 2 seats away from Nellie Liang, Undersecretary for Domestic Finance at the U.S. Treasury. And Paul Wong, Director of Product, CBDC Institutional Assets, Stellar Development Foundation, sitting right here. This is the stuff that just fascinates me. When I see stablecoin bill getting so close, and these 2 people sitting at the table with the U.S. Treasury Undersecretary, and then understanding that for years we have known that Craig Phillips, Susan Friedman, Rosie Rios, Michael S. Barr, all from the Treasury, have come through the Ripple camp. Some are still there. I can't help you. At this point, everybody has to figure it out for themselves. I figured it out for me. This is what we're waiting for. And it is clear to me that Ripple, and I believe Stellar as well, will be a part of the interworkings of the financial system as it transforms with the introduction and the integration of distributed ledger technology and digital assets in ISO 20022. That's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. We're going into the Freedom Zone right now, ladies and gentlemen, and you're going to want to join us for it too. We'll see you in the Freedom Zone. Come on in. All right, welcome back.